Reuben, I'm glad you had a good time in Canton last weekend because in 15 years, 20 years, we'll have to go back to see Tanner McKee go in.
He'll probably still be playing.
Maybe.
Yeah, winning Super Bowls. Yeah, he's something else, isn't he? I think I messaged you in the middle of that game. I was like, I just can't believe how good he is. He was the 188th player taken in that 23 draft, 13th quarterback. DTR was taken ahead of him, among others. He just every time you see him play, whether it's a practice or a regular season game, Giants and Cowboys last year, or a preseason game, he's just always sharp. He always distributes the ball to a lot of different guys. He's accurate. He's tough. He commands the huddle. He's got that great size. Throws with anticipation. He puts the ball exactly where it has to be. He reads the field well. Like if you had to rank, like we always talk about ranking quarterbacks, like he's better than some starters in this league. There's no question in my mind. I mean, would you rather have him or Geno Smith? I think he's a top. He might be a top 20 quarterback in the NFL. Maybe I'm getting carried away.
Yeah, and we're off and running. By the way, this is the Eagle Eye Podcast. He's Reuben Frank. I'm Dave Zangaro.
He's really good.
Yeah, I was just making a Hall of Fame joke off the top.
Well, I just went with it.
I saw
took
that.
It and ran.
Okay. The Eagles played a preseason game against the Bengals. They won 34-27. So big W in the score sheet.
22 to go.
Yeah. Is that right? 2 more preseason, 17 regular season, 4 playoff games, and a parade.
3 playoff games.
Okay. It's the first step in a long, long season. It was a fun night.
It was.
Down at the link. Always good to be back at the link. Here were the players who did not play in this game. I jotted them down, and I'm probably missing a few, but at least most of the major stars of this team: Jalen Hurts, Jalen Carter, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Jordan Davis, Saquon Barkley, Cam Jurgens, Landon Dickerson, Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown, Reed Blankenship, Cooper DeJean, Nolan Smith, Devontae Smith, Zach Bond, Moro Ujima.
And Montreal Johnson.
Well, he's injured. Yes.
Well, he didn't play.
That's true.
Charlie Hewlett. No, it's at the top of your game book.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I like the fact that like Tyler Steen got a series at right guard, had a great block on that Shipley run. We saw obviously the 2 guys competing for a cornerback spot. We saw them, plenty of them, maybe too much of them. I thought the right guys played and the right guys didn't play. It was good to see, a guy, and we talked about this, Jahad Campbell obviously played, and A.J. Dillon. I wasn't sure how that would go. He played and didn't play at all last year. Played briefly in 1 preseason game, had that neck. He looked good. So I thought that from that standpoint, the guys I wanted to see all played.
Yeah, I think the Eagles handled it well. We knew the Bengals coming into this game were going to play their starters. I don't personally think the juice is worth the squeeze there to play your starters like that, especially when you don't have like massive changes. Yeah. But to each their own. I feel like we spend so much time around the NFL talking about should they play the starters, should they not, and it just different teams have handled it different ways. You don't hear it as much this year with the Eagles because it's tough to really criticize them too much coming off that Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's worked and look, I mean, the Eagles have the best September record. I think they're tied with the Bills since Nick got here in 21. So it's not like not playing the starters has them off to slow starts. They were 2-2 last year. If Saquon catches the ball, they're 3-1. I mean, he didn't drop that because, he didn't play in a preseason game. But I think it works for them. And I think the results have proven him to be correct over what these guys need. They don't look quite as sharp early sometimes, but
neither does the whole league.
That's true. Opening day is always sloppy. It's worth it to be where they have been 2 of the last 3 years in February.
On offense, the only 2 projected starters who played were Tyler Steen and Jahad Dotson.
Yeah, and I thought that made sense. Dotson and Nick talked about it after. Were you in there for Nick?
I was not. I had to be in the locker room.
Yeah. Nick talked about he just wanted to get the ball in Jahad Dotson's hands. I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that he wasn't here last year and he's just building and building and building. on the progress he made at the end of last season. But I thought he looked really comfortable, caught a couple balls.
2 for 27.
2 for 27. And Tyler Steen had a good series. So those are two guys that I think it made sense for them to be out there.
Yeah, it wouldn't have bothered me if Tyler Steen didn't play, but I do, if you had to pick one way or the other, I like the way they handled that.
Yeah.
And then after he came out, Darian Kennard went in at right guard. So if we're keeping an eye on who the next guy up might be, it looks like Kennard.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
You want to talk about Tanner McKee a little bit?
I would love to.
Man, what a game from him. I feel like we do this every time we get to see Tanner play. He just looks so in control. The final stat line for him, which I don't even think is as good as he played, 20 for 25, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the rushing touchdown on the tush push, which was a fun moment in the stadium. The fans were really excited about that.
It was. And so he, and that's in a half and a series. Mm-hmm. 250 yards, 3 total touchdowns.
Which is what they did with Kenny Pickett last year, too, a half in a series.
Yeah. And Nick explained it last year by saying that he wanted Kenny to kind of have a first half and then kind of go through if you have to play in a game, start a game, you have the halftime for adjustments and you kind of go through the whole routine of a regular season halftime and then go back out for the third quarter. So I get it. It makes sense. I'm just so impressed with him, and I continue to be. And we were talking on post game about what it would take, because you know how he's getting calls. I mean, he's got to be getting calls on this kid. I would not trade him for a first round pick because, I mean, obviously, I don't think there's any question you wouldn't trade him for less than that. And I know he's only played one full game in the NFL, but Jalen plays the game in a way that, I mean, he usually misses a couple games a year. You try to win a Super Bowl. And I just think you need a backup quarterback who can win you big games late in the season more than you need another draft pick right now for this team and where it's trying to go.
I'd probably trade him for a first round pick, but it would be, you wouldn't get rid of him unless you had another quarterback ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. You're certainly not going to.
It would be incumbent on making sure you have a backup you can trust. And I don't think they have that without him. So you have to go and find that guy.
DTR is drafted ahead of him, 23, 5th round. No, you're right. And I don't know if you find that guy. I don't know who that guy is.
Well, Cleveland's got about 25 quarterbacks, and they'll be here next week.
You want Kenny Pickett back?
Maybe.
I just think this guy is special, and I would have no qualms about him starting any game from late in the season.
Yeah, I agree with that.
To a playoff game.
Yeah, we're not disagreeing on that. I would probably trade him for a first round pick, but
and part of it would be, look, what kind of first round pick is it? Is it a top 10 pick? What's the team that's sending that pick? If it's a really elite pick, it'd be hard to say no.
Well, if it's a team that's trading for a guy who has one career game under his belt, it's probably career start.
I mean, it could be a team that gets a guy, it could be like a Bridgewater type situation or something like that. I don't know. It's an interesting question. There's no right or wrong answer. For me personally, I mean, they have a lot of picks next year. Howie likes stockpiling picks, and I want the player. And I feel that strongly about Tanner McKee and his ability to win a big game for a playoff-bound team late in the season, or 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, we don't disagree about that. He could start. Do you have a pen? I thought I heard some clicking.
You did.
Okay.
I threw it on the floor.
Thank you. The thing that, and he's always been like this from the moment we saw him in the preseason, just so poised and just in control of everything he does. He never looked like the stage was too big for him.
Yeah.
And now that he's years into this, it's like he looks even more comfortable and more confident and like athletic. It's not like he's not Jalen out there, but he can move a little bit.
Yeah, and he moves intelligently in the pocket, and he always has an idea. I just think he sees the field so well, and he sees guys open and throws them open.
He trusts his guys. That part was fun. Like the 50-50 balls to Johnny Wilson, throwing the back shoulder ball.
50-50 ball, which was, he called a 90-10 ball because Johnny's 6'9", I think he said. But he also underthrew it. Johnny made a nice play. We'll get to that. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then the Darius Cooper ball, like, yeah, all those are just kind of timing and trusting and letting it rip a little bit. And he has all that in him.
And then you factor in, like, he's out there playing with, behind, Brett Toth and, was the starting O-line, Kendall Lamb and Drew Kendall and Matt Pryor. I mean, he's not playing with AJ and Devontae and Dallas Goedert. So he's out there with the backup O-line, backup skill guys, and he's still playing like that. Imagine, well, we've seen what he looks like with starters at the end of last year. He's special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why was he drafted so late? You're the big draft guy. I know he wasn't very good at Stanford. They didn't have a lot around him.
I think you just answered the question.
Well, teams are so desperate for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like, how come scouts couldn't see the fact that, like, I mean, I don't know what he did at the combine or his pro day or any of that stuff. Maybe he just wasn't very good, but I just see a guy who, like, if you had to draft him now, based on what you've seen, I think he's a first-round pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
It's just interesting how these things, how these things happen.
I mean, Tom Brady was a sixth-round pick too. So
yeah.
How do you think Joe Burrow felt being the second best quarterback at the Link tonight?
Third best.
Who else is ahead of him?
Jalen and Tanner.
Oh, I meant who played.
Oh, you just said at the Link.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he played pretty well too. But
oh, he's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm obviously joking. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
And we got to see him. I mean, he looked good tonight.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. What did he finish? 9 for 10, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ho hum.
9 for Kelee, 9 for 10. Yeah. Yeah, he's really, really good. I know there was like a conversation, who would you rather have, Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow? Take either one. But if I had to choose, I'd take Jalen.
Okay.
But I'd take either one.
Okay.
They're both really
I don't want to play this game.
No, I don't.
I hate that game. And everyone else plays that game. I'd prefer not to.
Wait, Bartleby the Scribner here? Like, I prefer not to. Wasn't that the Bartleby? I prefer not to.
I don't know who that is.
You didn't read that book in high school?
I don't think so. Bartleby the what?
The Scrivener.
What's Scrivener?
Just read the book. I prefer not to.
Okay.
He answered every question with "I prefer not to."
I like that.
Yeah.
It's
so you
it's
should
a
read
polite
the book.
way to get out of things.
I prefer not to.
Should I read the book?
I prefer.
I
Not
prefer
to.
not to.
Exactly.
Can we talk about the corners a little bit?
I prefer not to.
Yeah, I mean that might be a good way to use that one.
That's true.
Now look, Joe Burrow's playing, Jamar Chase is playing, and we get all that. It was a rough night for Kelee Ringo.
Yeah, if you're going to play cornerback in the NFL, you're going to face guys like Jamar Chase. You're going to face elite quarterbacks and receivers, like a lot, just in this division. Well, I don't know. Who knows who's going to be playing, but it was really disappointing. And, we were both high on Kelee Ringo coming into training camp. And, both those corners, and look, Adoree Jackson didn't have the best day either, but I thought Kelee, with his size and his length and his speed, I was really bullish on him, and he was bad tonight. I mean, it was ugly. It was, like you said on post game, we have a month till opening day. They're running out of days.
Less than a month.
Well, it's 4 weeks from tonight, I think. So less than 31 days a month, but 4 weeks as a month. It's exactly a month. But it's a big concern. It's the biggest concern this team has right now is who that CB2 is. And it'll be interesting to see if Jacorian Bennett's getting any first-team reps. He hasn't taken any reps, so I'm not sure you can do that on Saturday when they go back out to practice. But, you just hope that – I mean, the worst thing for this team is that Adoree and Kelee are even, and that neither one has taken ownership of that. Maybe they're not even. Maybe Adoree passed him tonight just because Kelee was so bad, but – neither one has taken ownership of that job, and I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. Do Do you go Cooper to Gene at outside corner and, try to find a slot?
I would think if that's an option, they would have at least. We
haven't done any.
We haven't seen one snap
Not one.
of Cooper outside.
Yeah, but that was before tonight. So I don't expect that to be the solution, but it was bad.
It's concerning, and it's like I think there aren't a ton of big question marks about this team. This is a great roster, and I think you have to view it like that too. Like you don't want to lose sight of the larger scale here. Is like this is a really talented roster. They're Super Bowl favorites, and they should be. But if we're going to dissect individual positions and try to figure out where they could get tripped up and where they aren't as strong, I think that's one of the clear spots right now.
Yeah, no question about it. And I would say the secondary,
and even if you don't believe us, the team just traded for a cornerback. So like follow their actions, and their actions are telling you that they're concerned about it.
And they made that trade before this game, before this performance by Kelee. So, and he hasn't been great in training camp. He hasn't been this bad. He's been maybe a C minus.
He's had some really good moments in camp.
He's had some good moments. The consistency hasn't been there. I wonder how his confidence is after this too.
Talk to him a little bit.
Yeah.
After the game.
We ran that. We ran your questions, which were really good.
Thank you.
How would you characterize his demeanor?
Even Kelee, like that's who he is. I've never seen him show a ton of emotion one way or the other. He's kind of tough to read like that.
Yeah.
And that's not a criticism. That's just, I think some guys it's probably easier to tell if they're going through it. With him, he's just always, at least when I've spoken to him, he's always kind of very mellow, I guess is the word for it.
Chill. That's what they say.
He's chill, yeah. But it makes it tough to read. I don't know. I would think his confidence would be shaken a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like a multitude of factors, right? Like he comes into training camp thinking he has a chance to really earn this job. Remember, he was technically competing for a starting job last summer. Ultimately, it didn't go to either of the guys competing for it because Quinyon Mitchell got it. But this is his second summer in a camp competition for a starting job. They bring in a 29-year-old guy who couldn't even play on a team that needed cornerbacks last year. So, even if guys tell you they don't pay attention to that, he's probably coming into camp thinking this is my job. He hasn't been able to do enough to run away with it. In fact, that guy has been playing more than him with the first team. Then they trade to bring in a cornerback who has started games and who did play pretty well last year at times. And then you go out in your first game, a chance to kind of forget all that, and you really struggle. I think that it's fair to wonder where his confidence level is.
And he was asked about the trade, and he kind of gave a look like, why are you asking me that? And he said, that doesn't affect me at all, which, yeah, it does. You're half the reason he's here. And he just said, the more good players we have in the room, the better we are. But he's clearly here because, look, if either one of those corners had a great camp and was clearly ahead of the other, Ja'Cory Bennett's not here. He's still in Oakland.
Do you think tonight, and we shouldn't get too carried away, I guess they have, and we know how the Eagles evaluate, right? Like they put more stock into practice than they do the preseason.
And Nick said that after the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like that's something that's really important to remember when we talk about this game, and especially for fans who are, most fans are only watching the games, right? They're not watching practice every day like the Eagles are. So you might be seeing a different picture than the Eagles coaches have been able to see for 10 practices now.
Yeah.
So that's important to remember, but it wasn't good. And it is a part of the evaluation process. Do you think this performance expedites Ja'Cory Bennett moving up the depth chart when he finally starts practicing?
I would think so. And I just wonder when that'll be. I assume he'll practice Saturday. He was actually dressed out tonight, wasn't he? He
dressed out. He went through warm-ups. Didn't play, obviously. He hasn't even practiced yet.
Yeah. I don't know if you can give him, Saturday's practice at the NovaCare. Sunday's the open practice, which is kind of usually not a super competitive practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a practice where the Eagles like really try to figure out what they want to show in front of a stadium full of people.
Yeah. Monday's a day off, I believe, and then the Browns come in Tuesday, Wednesday, or no, Wednesday, Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. I would think he'd have to have a couple practices under his belt before he can really. It wouldn't be fair to give him first team reps too early.
Welcome, new guy. Go cover Devontae Smith.
Yeah. And look, a big concern is you have this Quinyon Mitchell, this elite talent, is not. If CB outside corner 2 is not good, Quinyon's never going to see the ball.
That's why like the idea of traveling him does make some sense, because teams are still going to throw to their number one.
But then against teams that have 2 really good receivers, and there's plenty of them, now you're in trouble. So they got to get this solved.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's take a break. And then on the other side, we will come back with some stock up, stock down players from this game.
You deserve a car that thrills you, a car that puts goosebumps on your goosebumps. At Nissan, we've got everything from turbocharged SUVs to 100% electric vehicles that'll make your heart beat faster. Experience the thrill for yourself and shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today.
Eagles fans, be a part of the Birds Takeover in Kansas City with NBC Sports Philadelphia and Philly sports trips. Includes optional airfare, hotel, an exclusive pep rally, all-inclusive tailgate, ticket to the game, and more. Book your Eagles ultimate fan experience today. Okay, Rube. I have in front of me.
It's fun having football back, isn't it, Dave?
It was fun today.
Yeah.
The first game is always fun. It was, I was on the field before the game, and everyone says the same thing. Can you believe we're back on this, on the field, especially when the season goes as late as it does in a Super Bowl season. It's like, it feels like it sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it's been like 6 months since the Super Bowl. I mean, it's like it's not a lot of time.
Stock up, stock down. How do you want to do this? Should we bounce back and forth?
Sure.
So stock up and then a stock down?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you a stock up first, and we already talked about him, so we won't spend too much time. Tanner McKee.
Yeah, we have exhausted that topic, but
since we already exhausted the other one, we'll also get rid of Kelee, Ringo.
Yeah.
So we've talked about those two guys. How about Johnny Wilson?
Really impressive. And last year he blocked so well. He was a big part of the offense, played a lot of snaps. He just didn't catch the ball. I think his long gain last year was 9 yards. So to see him, and especially the one that bounced off the corners, bounced off the corner could have had, it was kind of underthrown. 28 to show that kind of focus and concentration on the ball was really impressive. But he had 3 big catches, and he had a drop, semi drop, I guess.
Yeah, that would have been a great catch.
Yeah,
that would have been a touchdown.
Might not call it a drop, but it was just great to see him. And again, you're waiting for one of these guys to separate, and maybe a couple did, but he already does so many things well, the blocking side of it mainly, that to see him catch the ball is really intriguing, because if he can do both those things, he becomes even more valuable.
Yeah, and he's a guy that I think the team is higher on than public opinion.
Yeah.
Because he does some of the dirty work things. I think the size. He's unique. And if you're building your receiver room, that's a trait to have in there.
Yeah. I thought he looked athletic, just adjusting to the ball, and
that back shoulder one was pretty athletic.
Yeah. Tanner said not a lot of guys his size have his body control. And we really saw that tonight. I don't think we saw that last year. We did tonight.
Yeah. And look, I think he's had a really slow training camp.
Yeah.
It hasn't been great.
No.
If we were doing stock up, stock down from the first 10 days of practice, he might have been stock down. So, but to see a physical receiver in a game setting make these plays, that matters. And even though they weigh practice versus games differently, I think for certain things, the games might matter more. And I would think contested catches might be one of those.
I think that's fair. It's a side of his game we haven't seen before. And, look, it was a late round pick. He was a rookie last year. Maybe expectations were a little high, but
yeah, there was a lot of hype about him
Yeah.
in training camp, and he was getting first team reps.
he was. And the thing you kind of expected was red zone, but that never really materialized. I think he had one shot in the red zone and he dropped it, like maybe at the 1 yard line. I was really impressed. I wasn't sure we'd see this Johnny Wilson. And again, it's a preseason game, but it's a good start.
Sure. I'll give you stock down now. Elijah Cooks, and it's through no fault of his own, but he got hurt in this game. Looked like he was in some pain, looked like he was pretty emotional as he got carted back in the locker room. What a shame, because he was just having such a great summer.
Yeah, and you just feel so bad for the kid because who knows if he'll get another opportunity. And it's so hard to make the team as someone like Elijah Cooks or, any of these guys, any of these street guys, undrafted, late round, guys bouncing around. You never know when that opportunity will be your last one. So you hope he's okay. Didn't look great.
Yeah, we don't have any more information on it. Looked like a shoulder injury. It was during a kick return.
Yeah.
Came up, kind of grabbed at it, and then went in the blue tent, then was carted back in, and looked emotional when he got carted.
Looked like he was crying. He was covering his face on the way in. Just feel terrible for him.
Yeah.
He's been really good.
Man, he said that, he was trying to make a play today, and he really was. He was making a really strong roster push.
He was.
Stock up. We'll keep it at that position and go with maybe the biggest one of the night, Darius Cooper.
So impressive. You know what's impressive about him to me? Tarleton State, which is in Shelbyville, Texas?
Yeah.
Stevensville, Texas?
Yeah.
Somewhere it's like an hour and a half southwest of Dallas, in the middle of nowhere. They play in something called like the United Football Conference, which is two conferences that merge together. I've never heard of the United Football Conference. Have you? You ever heard of that conference?
I don't know.
And no, he was really productive last year. He had like 75 catches, 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns, but BCS level.
FCS
level. Yeah, my bad. He just fits in. He just seems so comfortable. This is his first NFL game of any sort. And I just thought he looked really comfortable, really at home, at ease, poised. I don't think you make the plays that he did if you're not. And on like that fourth down conversion, I just thought he caught the ball well, moved well with the ball. I think I'm going to come over to your side, and I've never said this, but I think he needs a new number. It's
my gosh.
It's a little ungainly.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to go there.
How about that?
Yeah, I know. A little ungainly.
That makes me really happy.
I knew it would. I was really impressed. Because playing at Tarleton State, I don't want to put down the United Football Conference, but is that preparing guys for the NFL? Not really. This is a whole new level. And to play the way he did, and not just the catches, but just the confidence he showed.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys ran any of the interview with him.
No.
That was basically that's all I asked him about was his confidence and how confident he's feeling, how confident he felt coming into this camp, because you're right. Like, I think whenever you see a guy from that level of competition, it becomes a question, how is he going to be in the NFL?
Right.
I mean, like, is it going to be too much for him? And he said there was actually one moment in OTAs where he got a first team rep and he was in the huddle with Jalen Hurts. And he had a moment where he's like, that's Jalen Hurts. And he stopped listening and he didn't know the play. And eventually he figured it out. But there was like one moment for him like that. And then after that, he's been confident and he's just been kind of doing everything he needs to do. And he's been really impressive during practice, and then he carried it over.
Yeah, he really did. 6 for 82, maybe.
6 for 82, 7 targets. He was upset, but he had a drop. He was upset about that.
Good for him. Yeah. It's good to see. And he's not just like sometimes you see a guy have a big preseason game. They don't really do it in practice. He's done both.
Yeah. Interesting, like, build too. Like, he's I'm not comparing him to Deebo Samuel, but he has like kind of a Deebo build. He's like
thicker.
He almost like running back looking.
Yeah.
But but he plays like a receiver. I think he has real potential after the catch. We saw that one with his back turn, took it the other way. What a confident play that is to make that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was impressed by that. All right. Want to stock down one?
Yeah.
Or who do I have here? Smile Mondon. I thought it was just some rough games, some rough plays for him in coverage, and then a couple missed tackles. And look, he's a 5th-round rookie. It's not the end of the world. I think he's played really well, and I think it said a lot that he started this game next to Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
That was interesting. What'd you make of that?
It might be position-based.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because then they had Campbell in there with Smile, so I'm guessing Campbell was green dot.
I guess. Smile also had a couple good plays.
Mm-hmm. And then they really did mix them up because then Trotter was back in later with Smile.
Yeah. I thought Trot did some good things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought Campbell was kind of up and down. He had the hands to the face. That was a bad penalty.
Yeah.
Had the near pick. Like, man, if he pulls that play off, that stadium goes nuts.
Yeah. And you know what I loved about that play? I loved how pissed he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like, as soon as he dropped it, it would have been a tough. I mean, he had to, because when a ball gets tipped like that, it's kind of got funky move. It's not like a tight spiral or anything and he was banging the turf and then smacking his helmet with his hands on the sideline. And he got a lot of grief from his teammates, but I just liked how it's a meaningless game. It's a meaningless, as far in the big picture, the score doesn't matter who wins. I like that he really was angry about it. That showed me something.
Yeah, it was fun talking to him after the game too.
Yeah, you were trying so hard to get him to open up a little. He finally did.
Yeah. I like that you saw the work I put in.
Oh,
there.
You did. Yeah, we played the whole interview and we were laughing. We're like, Dave keeps trying.
Yeah, eventually it was a really good answer. He said, like, before the game, he took a moment and kind of visualized himself making plays, which apparently is a part of his pregame ritual, but probably felt a little different today before his first NFL game.
Yeah. Do you visualize before, like, the podcast?
Yes, I visualize it, and every time I do, you're not here.
I knew that was coming. That was too easy.
All right, I gave you a small amount, then knock down. Up, we will go. How about Ty Robinson?
Yeah,
thought he had some good plays today, and he
really
was
active. Yeah,
he was very quick to credit his sack to Gabe Hall because it was a stunt.
Yeah,
but he still finished. He was violent at the quarterback, and I love to see that. He was violent, but he also said he made sure to not land on the quarterback, to not pull him down in the way that would have given him a penalty. It was a nice finish.
Yeah, once he made his charge it was Jake Browning.
Mm-hmm.
Almost said Browning Nagel. Browning. I mean, he got there in a hurry.
Yeah,
he looked quick. I mean, he's a guy that, you know, like we've talked about, he's 24. He's an older guy. He's played a lot. You know, he was in college for a long time. He got a bunch of degrees probably, but they don't have time to develop. When you're 24, you got to produce. And I think he's pretty clearly the 4th interior guy. And I think his progress is why they were comfortable shipping Thomas Booker to the Raiders. But he also had a quarterback hit. He had a hurry late in the game, up the middle.
He sniffed out a screen.
He did,
which is, that's a really a player in his first NFL game has a free shot of the quarterback, and they go, wait a second. He said he was like, the thing they always tell defensive linemen is, you're not that good. Like, if you think you beat someone that bad, you have that, you're not that good. And he said he also saw the running back swinging out. So good recognition.
I thought so. I thought he just seems NFL ready, and the body's NFL ready, and I think he's a smart guy. I think he's going to help this team this year. I think he's going to play and make some plays.
I think so. How cool for Moro Ojima that 7th-round pick a few years ago doesn't have to play in this game.
Isn't that crazy?
There's always like someone like that. You're like, wow, look how far they've come.
Yeah.
Even Jalix.
Yeah.
3rd-round pick, but like,
we thought at this point he would just be learning how to play the position after being a safety. at Cornell. Yeah.
Stock down. Kenyon Green, third team left guard, gets in there, holding penalty immediately. And then I had him in my stock down before, and then he got injured on that interception return, on the McCord interception, return for a touchdown, then brought back. It looked like he hurt his wrist. He was grabbing at his wrist, got taken inside.
Yeah.
Don't know the severity of it, but it was already not a great night for him.
Yeah, and it hasn't been a great summer for him.
Yeah.
And maybe this is a good time to, mention CJ, who was traded for. I don't know if there's anything new on the injury.
Not an ACL.
Okay.
There was some kind of a strange night for people who were following it. There were some reports that it was an ACL tear, but apparently that's not the case. The ACL is intact. We don't know the severity of it and how long he'll be out, but seems like at least they might have dodged the biggest concern about that injury.
Yeah. And
kind of crazy that both of those guys were on a cart today.
How about that? Traded. Yeah. CJ went down at practice. Texas. Where do they practice at their facility in Houston?
They were actually they're in West Virginia right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At the Greenbrier.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Did you ever make that trip?
They actually didn't go there when I covered them.
Oh, okay. That's a cool place.
Never been.
I haven't either. Just
okay.
Kind of read about it, but we all wish him the best because we all love CJ and did a lot of good things while he was here.
Yeah, you don't want to see him get hurt, certainly. No. All right, another stock up. Tyler Steen.
Yeah,
mentioned him already, but just one series, played well, got a little confidence, had the big block on the Shipley run, got out of there.
Yeah, encouraging. And with O linemen, it's kind of tough to make head or tails of what's going on at practice for a couple of reasons. It's hard to see from where we are. Sometimes it's hard to see exactly what the O linemen are doing, but you also don't know what they're being asked to do. But in a game, you can tell. And I was impressed, and not just that block, but I just thought he was solid while he was in there. If he's good, and I'm still not ready to go there yet, but this was an encouraging night for him. You look at that O line, if he's good,
like if he's average,
they're I mean, and Mekhi Becton was, I thought, a little above average.
Yeah,
last year. It wasn't great, but he was pretty good. If Tyler Steen can be as good as Becton, that's going to be huge for this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if he's not quite as good, but he's straight down the middle, C average.
Yeah.
You'd take that.
Yeah, you would. And I think that might be the floor right now. I don't think he's going to be worse than average from what I've seen. And
that'd be great.
Has a chance to be better than average.
Stock down. Eli Ricks, who has made some plays in training camp, but like Vic Fangio said, he's made some plays, but he's had some negative plays. Got called for a DPI in this game, and then had
that was a bad one.
Yeah, and then he had a ball in his hands for a pick and just dropped it.
I'm not sure he even got to his hands.
Yeah, it went through his hands and hit him in the chest.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever in his hands.
It's just like when you see a player like that,
yeah,
and you have a chance to make a play, it's got to sting.
Yeah,
to not make it.
He needs that play. I think he had a couple knockdowns. But that's been Eli Ricks. I mean, it's up and down. And, I was actually writing about the cornerback situation for my 10 observations. And I was mentioning we might see Jacorian Bennett take some reps with the ones really soon. And I wrote, we might even see Eli Ricks take some reps. After a couple of those plays, I just deleted that part of it.
Hey, I mean, it could still happen.
It could still happen.
Yeah.
But I think Bennett might have the next crack at it.
Stock up. Anai Smith got in the end zone and then had a nice punt return.
Very nice punt return.
Even though he, wasn't the cleanest catch point, he kind of misread it a little bit, but nice punt return. And this team doesn't really have a punt returner, so it could be his job.
It could be. He's another one that's got to make plays to make the team, and he did. It's kind of interesting that both those late round receivers from last year who really neither one's done a whole lot in training camp. They both really helped themselves tonight.
Yeah, I talked to them this week leading into it, and they were both pretty excited about the chance to show what they can do and make some plays.
And again, late round picks, and sometimes it takes a while for things to click. That's a big jump for these guys, and they both helped themselves.
Stock down, Kyle McCord. Don't get too worried about this. I mean, he's behind the third team offensive line, and circumstances weren't great, but not the best start to his NFL career.
No. And we haven't seen a ton from him at practice, not getting a ton of reps.
Yeah, he's clearly been behind Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and the Eagles are going to have to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah. And Dorian Thompson-Robinson was okay. He had a nice sort of Taylor Morin.
Yeah.
24 yards, maybe.
He had a couple to Taylor.
Yeah. He's been a little better than I expected, and McCord's been a little worse than I expected.
Yeah. What do you think the Eagles do?
I think you have to keep DTR unless things change
and cut the draft pick.
It was a late round pick. You don't want to cut a quarterback, but you could probably get him onto the practice squad. Nobody's going to claim him.
Quarterback.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, if he had a great, and we'll see. I mean, there's a couple preseason games to go. He'll probably play a lot, but
any chance they'd keep 4 quarterbacks?
I don't think he can afford to do that.
It's a tough thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they would do that.
Okay. Stock up. Andre Sam.
Yeah, I like that Andre Sam.
He played well today.
He played really well.
He's feisty. And
I use that word.
Did you? Yeah, he's feisty, man. Like he made some plays on the football, made some tackles on special teams, and that's going to be his role. I think he has a really good chance to make this team as the 5th safety.
I do too. He plays bigger than he is. And
if they keep 5, I should say.
I like his toughness. He plays with a lot of verve. Is that a word? Verve? Yeah, that's a word. Plays with a lot of panache. Plays with a lot of panache. Plays with a lot of Tim Panaccio. No, he does. He's got a little something. Yeah. I like that Andre Sam.
Yeah. So someone to keep an eye on, like when you're
physical kid
thinking about like that 52nd, 53rd spot on the roster.
Yeah.
Might be him. Give you one more stock down. This one hurts me a little bit. Miles Hinton didn't have a great NFL debut, and he's my surviving camp subject. And I think there's a lot to like about him. I think he'll rebound from this, but it wasn't a great start. He was late picking up a blitzer for a sack, and then he got called for a hold and a false start. So, he has some room to improve.
He does. And look, it happens. Late round rookie, first NFL game. And yeah, like you said, there's a lot to like about him, and we'll see how he rebounds from this.
Last stock up, Patrick Johnson.
How great was that?
That was a crazy interception.
He had a sack on the previous play that got negated, but I think it was AJ Wood had the penalty.
Yeah.
But it didn't. I mean, you just like seeing that kind of look. He's not going to play defense on this team unless like disaster strikes. But you saw. I mean, you saw why he's such a good special teamer. Just the athleticism and the speed. Had a nice return, 15 yards after the interception, and we talked to him on. I think we were both in there talking to him on Tuesday.
Yeah,
and I just love his attitude. And here's a guy who played for a 3-14 team. I mean, he played in the opener in Brazil. Eagles had to get Nick Gates onto the 53-man roster for some reason, and they
got a little too cute.
Got a little too cute. They cut him with the expectation that he would clear waivers, and they get him on the practice squad. Giants claimed him, and he spent the whole year just playing for a 3-14 team, watching his former teammates win the Super Bowl, and he had no envy. No FOMO, no jealousy. He talked about it. He said, I was just happy for those guys. I was happy to be in New York. I got to play a lot. I loved his attitude. And then he got a Super Bowl ring for playing one game. So, and I think I wrote, it was probably the first player in history to lose 14 games and get a Super Bowl ring.
I might be right.
He might have lost 13. I don't have to see what they did in the opener, but I think they might have won it. But good kid. He's been around for 4 years now.
Yeah, 7th round pick.
7th round pick, and he's a good special
Tulane?
teamer. Yes, Tulane. So you're happy for a guy like that?
Yeah. That was all I had in my stock up, stock down. Anyone that you think I missed either way?
How about Jacob Sykes?
Yeah, he's been. I'll tell you what, he shows up in practice a little bit too.
He does. Yeah, he's got a little juice to his game. He's a defensive lineman, UCLA, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought he was really active tonight.
Yeah, kind of a penetrating 3 tech.
Yeah,
gets up the field. We've seen him at times do that in practice.
Yeah, really kind of came out of nowhere. Well, I mean, unless you've been watching practice, but yeah, I was impressed with him.
If I had to go one more stock down, maybe Avery Williams, who I don't think played on offense in this game.
Yeah, about that.
That wasn't a shot at your.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. We were talking about it. And we're like, I don't think he's played on offense in this game, and he didn't look great returning the ball either.
No, he didn't. How about Kyle Granson as a stock up?
You know what? He's someone who I've had my eye on because they have all these guys who could be the 3rd tight end. If they keep 3, I think it's him.
I do too.
Especially because he's like more of like an H-back, like move tight end. Like he has a different skill set, I think.
Caught a touchdown practice a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he made some nice catches. What do you have? 3 for 28, a 16-yarder. Yeah, liked what I saw from him.
All right, let's take a little break, and then we will wrap this up on the other side. Mark your calendars. We're headed down the shore for a Phillies watch party. Join us in Sea Isle on August 12th to watch the Phillies face the Reds with raffles, special guests, and more. All right, Rube. I don't know. Do you have anything else from today? Kind of ran out of stuff.
No, first game for Kevin Patullo as OC. I wouldn't make any judgments about his play calling because they're obviously vanilla and you're not watching film of the Bengals. Yeah. So
you're not game planning.
But what I did like was the operation was really smooth. You didn't see guys late into the huddle. You didn't see that, those pre-snap penalties. I thought the communication with the sideline was good. He's on the sideline. So those are the things you kind of take away from his first game as OC. And I thought it went well from that standpoint. Plus they had 450 yards or something like that. Most of them in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, you're right. It's tough to really look at what he was calling because what they're calling right now is really anything they've ever put on tape, they're fine with. They're not showing any wrinkles out here.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought that was smooth. You know who I saw tonight? Sean Desai.
Really?
He is an assistant with the Bengals.
Oh, is that right?
Senior defensive assistant or something.
Good for him.
He walked by and I went, Sean? I had no idea he was with the Bengals.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened to me a couple of years ago. I saw somebody on the sideline who had been with the Eagles and he was with another team, and I just couldn't. Yeah.
Also saw Oren Burks.
Who it was. Oren Burks. Yeah.
They
played so well in the playoffs.
He really did. 2 former Eagles on the Bengals, Oren Burks and Kendall Milton, the running back from Georgia.
Oh, he was my bold prediction last year, one game, and that he would score a touchdown, and he did.
There you go.
I was ripping Patullo on post game because my bold prediction was Shonderick Powell gets 65 yards of scrimmage. He had 32 on 6 carries, and then just never got to rock again. What's Patullo?
He got in the end zone though.
He did. He had a 19-yard run. He had an 11-yard run negated by a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And then Patullo just gets away from him. I just don't understand it.
I buried the lead tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I went out and visited Noah and Reggie, the Eagles, at the Elmwood Park Zoo on Wednesday.
Even on his day off, he's spending time with the Eagles.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Got to learn about
really
the program there. Yeah, it was really, and Laura Soder, the Eagle team lead over there, was really cool. Gave us a lot of time. Alex Rain, our digital videographer, did a great job putting a piece together. It was really cool to learn about the learn about the Eagles a little bit more.
Now, is that up on the site?
It's up on the site. It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram. It's everywhere.
You and Alex and I watched it. Did a terrific job. It's a fun piece. It's different, and I learned something.
Oh yeah, I did too. It was really cool. Elmwood Park Zoo is nice too. I've never been there.
I've never been to that zoo.
Yeah, it's in Norristown. My mom's from Norristown.
Really?
Yeah. My mom actually has a high school reunion at that zoo this fall.
Really?
Yeah. They do like big events and stuff.
Huh. I wonder if the Eagles will be there.
They live there.
I guess they. Yeah. It was interesting to note they both have like, I guess, disabilities.
Yeah, and that's why they're in captivity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reggie was hit by a car. He can't fly, and Noah fell out of a nest like 80 feet when he was 8 weeks old. So he had some brain injuries, eye injuries. He doesn't have his left eye anymore. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. And it is fun to see like either at games and practices when fans go up and meet the Eagles. It's fun to see their reactions.
And it's not the first time you've done a story at a zoo.
Yeah, it's the second, which is probably too many.
Are you going to share what the first one was?
There's a Nigerian dwarf goat named Foles in the Boston Zoo.
And Dave interviewed Foles while I was interviewing Nick Foles.
Yeah. All right. This is probably a good place to wrap it up. You got anything else tonight?
No, fun night.
All right. If you have a question for us, eagle-eye at NBCUni.com. We'll get to those during the week. And if you enjoy the Eagle Eye podcast, please rate and subscribe wherever you get your pods. If you're watching on YouTube, please click the like button and subscribe there as well. For Reuben Frank, I'm Dave Zangaro. This has been Eagle Eye, presented by Nissan. We'll talk to you soon.